Well, first you have to go and get a medical, and you get all checked out by the doctor, and they give you the go-ahead to box at an amateur level. I was 11 when I first had my first fight. So what happens is, the process of having a fight is you get informed by one of your coaches that you've got a fight lined up, and they tell you where it will be and when, and they tell you what weight you've got to make. Whoever's heavier has to make the weight. When I was fighting at about 48 to 51 kilograms. I usually always had to make the weight, to be honest, which meant constant name calling from coaches about being overweight, basically. Training 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Between those days I'd run. Each run was around 4 miles or so. And training was tough. Training was about an hour and a half of intense circuit training. Sometimes we'd be made to train with plastic bags under us clothes so that we'd sweat more. At the end of every session, you would strip down to your underwear and you'd stand in a line with all the other boys to get on the weighing scales. Once you were weighed, your current weight would be recorded and would be written on a big whiteboard for everyone to see. A week before training, you'd hope you'd be fit, basically. And if you weren't, that meant more running, more sparring, more sweating. Then suddenly it's the big night, and fear, adrenaline and anxiety takes over your body. You're restless, you can't stand still. You're in the changing rooms and you've got to get weighed before the fight, and you just hope that you can make that weight, basically, because if you can't, the fight's off. You're looking around the changing rooms and you're thinking, who's it going to be? Am I fighting him? He's a bit taller than me. He's a bit stronger than me. I don't know if I'll be able to beat him. I'm a bit scared, really. And then you get all your gear on, and you get all dressed up like in this costume with a big, you've got the gum shield in, the gloves that aren't yours, which are really unfamiliar, so it feels like you're using someone else's hands, and a big box around your crotch, and it's just the weirdest feeling. It's like your legs won't go together, so you're already sort of like thrown off balance. And then you get on the pads and you get ready to go in and fight, and it's one of the scariest things, being in the sort of wings, ready to go on stage. You hear the music playing and they announce your name, and you go out into the middle of either a sports hall or working men's club. Big bright shining lights penetrate your body in the ring. It's so exposed up here. Up here in the light, there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. You go 3 rounds, 1 minute and a half each. That's 4 minutes and 30 seconds altogether, I think. All the training comes down to this one moment, basically. And you take your gloves off at the end of the fight, and you stand in the middle of the ring with the judge and the other lad. And the judge holds your hand, and they read out the point scores for each round. And in that moment, after all the points have been read, they announce the winner. And for a moment, you thought you might have snatched it, but you're still standing there with your hand down, and you lost. And everyone can see you. And all that training and all that disappointment has come down to this moment. I've lost.